Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now this lesson is just going to be based on a couple of scriptures, a couple of precepts, So, Lord's will, you're edified. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord Yahawah is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. And the point that I want to focus on is, it says the just Lord Yahawah is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. When you look up the definition of iniquity, it means wickedness. It says every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not. So everything that takes place is the judgment of the Lord. And given recent events here in America, that was the judgment of the Lord. You know, the ICE agents who murdered that man. That was the Lord's judgment upon that man. It says every morning that he bring his judgment to light. So what happened was judgment. Just like when people get wounded or killed in car crashes or in stabbings or in shootings or in hit and runs or in fires, all of these things are the judgments of the Heavenly Father. Psalms 9:16. The Lord Yahawah is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higgaion Selah. And that's right. The Heavenly Father, Yahawah, is known by the judgment which he executeth. So these are his judgments. These aren't random. Things are not just happening because. Oh, this is the Heavenly Father's righteous judgment. This is his wrath, his anger, and his fury being poured out upon the earth and upon these wicked people with whom, according to Psalm 7 and 11, he is angry with every day. Ecclesiasticus 39:28. They be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And these are the Heavenly Father's spirits of vengeance that he created to execute his judgments. So in regards to what happened to that man as far as the whole ICE agents murder thing, the Lord used those ICE agents as spirits of vengeance to murder that man. That's what happened. See, all of this, people have free will BS. That's a lie. You don't have free will. The Lord controls what people do. The scriptures tell us that a man's goings are of the Lord. How then can a man understand his own way? The Lord controls what you think. He controls what you say. He controls where you go. Everything about you, the Lord controls. So the Lord put the spirit on those ICE agents to murder that man. They were the Lord's spirits of vengeance. And they were used to appease or to satisfy the wrath of him, meaning the Most High, who made them. Verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. So death itself is a spirit of vengeance. And there's a lot of people who daily are visited by that spirit of vengeance via the instructions of the Heavenly Father Yahawah. Verse 30, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. And the modern day sword is the gun. And like I said, those ICE agents murdering that man, shooting him to death, they punished him to destruction, all under the power of the Heavenly Father Yahawah. Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I am He, and there is no power with me. And that's why He's called the Most High, because there is nobody above Him. There is no one equal to Him either. It says, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And that's right. So even though physically a person killed another person or murdered another person, it all played out because that's what the Lord had set in motion. That's what the Heavenly Father wanted. So that's how that situation played out. And like it says, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And there was nothing that could save that man from the judgment that the Lord had chosen for him. And this goes for anybody who gets wounded or killed. You know, there was nothing that could have been done to save those people. And for people who are going to die in the future, there's nothing that can be done to save them, if that's the will of the Lord. If the Lord decided that He wants somebody to be killed, then that's how it's going to play out. He's going to unleash His spirits of vengeance upon that person. And the prime example of that was what happened with that murder that took place. Those ICE agents, like I said, the Lord used them as spirits of vengeance to execute judgment upon that man. And best believe there's going to be a lot more incidents like that. Because this is just one of the many ways in which the Heavenly Father Yahawah is punishing these wicked people. With whom, like I said, according to Psalm 7 and 11, the Heavenly Father is angry with the wicked every day. That's why every day these wicked people, these wicked men, these wicked women, and these wicked children get wounded and or killed. You see, the men of the Lord, starting of course with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, have been saying that we were going to get to this point. Society was going to get to this point where it was going to be the people against law enforcement and the people against the government. And we see it playing out right in front of us. You know, just another sign that we are living in the last days. And things are only going to get increasingly worse. And these clashes between the people and law enforcement, or, just, the Democrats and the Republicans, and, the Christians versus the, people who believe in Judaism and all of that. The clashes between these different sides is only going to escalate and become more violent. That is the time and season that we are in, where the Lord is pouring out His wrath upon the earth. And in some cases, he's using these people to execute his judgments upon one another. And this is why brothers are constantly saying that we have to continue to fear the Lord, because nobody can hurt you unless the Lord puts the Spirit on them to do so. But if you're doing what's pleasing in the eyes of the Lord, if you're living your life in a righteous manner according to the scriptures, then the Lord, he's not going to send his spirits of vengeance to harm you, because that would make him an unjust power, and the Lord is not unjust. He's a righteous power. Like it says in Zephaniah 3 and 5, like I read earlier, that the just Lord Yahawah is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. So when you look up the definition of iniquity, it means wickedness. The Heavenly Father does not do wickedness. Only people do wickedness. And they get punished accordingly for that wickedness. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakudash, the Wadi Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahushai, for putting the Spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are still fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. Adawan Ratazah. Until next time, Shalom.